Hello everyone, how are you today? Today we are going to study the lesson 19 by Daffa and me. Here I'm going to explain the second part of lesson 19, the usage of adverb. Okay, the usage of adverb. The second part is the use of still, anymore, and already and yet. There are two parts of this usage of adverb. The first one, notice the use of still and anymore. Look at the examples. John still lives in New York. John still doesn't own car. Mary still isn't here. She is still in Chicago. She can still skate very well. And the last is Alice isn't here anymore. From those examples, we can see that the use of still can be either in affirmative sentence or negative sentence. Different from still, the use of anymore is a negative sentence. So still indicates that something, the situation continues to the same as before. So maybe a year ago, John has been living in New York, and now John still lives in New York. Or a month ago, John didn't own a car, and now John still doesn't own a car. So on the examples. Okay, next. We can see the comments here. The word still indicates the situation continues the same as before. So the situation before, John doesn't own car, and now still, either affirmative or negative. So the use of still, we can use both in positive or negative sentences. And the second is anymore is used only in negative sentences to indicate that situation existed before but does not continue. Yeah. Still precedes main verb and negative words, but usually follows be and auxiliaries such as can. Like John still can't understand, for the example. The normal position for anymore is at the end of the sentences. Okay. The second part is notice the use of already and yet. We can see from the examples, Alice in New York already. Paul hasn't read the book yet. We can analyze from those examples that already indicates that it is earlier than expected. And yet is the opposite. Yet indicates a time that later than expected. We can see the comments. Already indicates a time earlier than expected, yet indicates a time later than expected. So maybe Alice is in New York already. Maybe Alice should be in New York tomorrow or maybe next week, but Alice is in New York already, so it's earlier. And then the different one, Paul hasn't read the book yet. And maybe Paul should be read the book yesterday or maybe last month, but until now Paul hasn't read the book yet. Already applies to affirmative situation or positive situation or positive sentences, and yet is used to negative sentences. Okay, look at the notes. The meaning of yet includes the idea of a possible change in the situation. So yet is used, still there is a possibility to change. We can see the two different of sentence here. Nobody in the class speaks French. The sentence describes that Nobody in the class speak French. That's the end. But if we add yeah in the back of the sentence, nobody in this class speak French yet. From the sentence, it may suggest that some of students are learning the French, that some of students are making progress toward learning the language. That maybe they will already study French or learn French. Already can be placed either at the end of the sentence or in the middle. So already you can both use in the end and in the middle. If it is placed in the middle, it becomes before the main verb, but after a form or be or an auxiliary. For the example, they know already. Already is in the end, but also you can use they already know. That has the same meaning. And then that's all are true. The usual position for yet is at the end of the sentence. Yet is always in the end, the normal position. Here for the additional examples, they know the answer already, just I have explained before. Or they already know the answer. So already is placed before the main verb. The second example is they're here already or they're already here. So after the to be, they've left already or they've already left. They aren't here yet. We don't know the answer yet. We haven't received the information yet. So the yet is usually in the end of the sentence. Thank you. Back to Daffa.